Welcome, friend. Welcome to Morrowind. Welcome, friends. Welcome back to Vardenfell. We're here in the depths of some oblivion realm or other, staring at a frankly gargantuan skeleton that, gotta give it credit, looks creepy as pretty much anything. So let's go have a look, see if we can work out what's going on down there and kill whatever it is that needs killing. Which seems like a lot of stuff. I mean, not necessarily in terms of volume, but just if it's down there, it's almost certainly going to need killing. Ghosts. I thought they seemed a bit tankier. Ghost Guardian, huh? Could, in theory, nastily hide all sorts of stuff. Not just in these jugs, but, you know, under a pile of bones and things. I remember we were supposed to gather 3 chunks of desiccated organ and bring it to a tree. I'm not convinced that's going to happen, honestly. This place is very big and very maze-like, and I've kind of had my fill for the moment of hunting through vast areas looking for little tiny things. So, unless it's presented to us, fine. The 90s. Unless it's presented to us, I don't think I'm going to bother. Oh, see? Yeah, that really is gargantuan. I had dreams a bit like that. My dreams are strange things. I'm not going to bore you with them. There's nothing worse than someone rambling on endlessly about their dreams. They're right up there with holiday photos. But yeah, I'm happy enough to just summarize them with they tend to be weird. But that's fine, frankly. I'm not sure why I typically dispose of ghost corpses when I don't typically dispose of other corpses. I suppose with ghosts, it's almost always going to be either nothing or ectoplasm, so you're not in too much danger of picking up loads of extra crud you don't want. But ooh, that's not bad. Who knows? That's very nice. Ring. Nice. Pretty decent amulet. Very nice. Totally undifferentiated from all the other urns, except maybe a little bit by size. So, tad sneaky. I quite like that they've got these skeletons on their knees holding their skull up so that they can still see into the flame. That's quite an interesting effect. Nice thing about scrolls is they don't really weigh anything. I do like the soundscapes they've created for this. Well, this whole mod, really. But particularly, you know, various things down here. Very atmospheric. Guess we're going to come out, at the risk of sounding like a complete idiot, somewhere else. Great. Peak observation there, Tim. Good work. I hope the world is okay. As okay as it can be for you, specifically. Yeah. There's not really much anything else to say, really, is there? I come to gaming to not think about things too much. So, guessing probably I'm not alone in that. So in the immortal words of a whole bunch of different Zelda games, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And imagine me handing you a cheese sandwich. Or if you don't like cheese, then a sandwich filled with something you do like. Because, you know, snacks. Snacks are good. Yeah, our stats are okay. There are some, if I remember rightly, some forms of ghost. O giant, all thy vigour was for naught. Thy skull was cracked beneath his strength. Who shall we turn to? I guess that's the giant you're talking about. Well, I mean, you know, the undead are at a disadvantage when it comes to necromancers of some sort. Hello? Oh, my feet! Soul gem. Amethyst. Lesser soul gem. Fire. Greater soul gem. Punch. In other words, of soul gems. Skull. Just skull. The skull of anyone or anything like that. Skull full of jewels, huh? I should heal up while I'm in here, as I'm sure a great many of you are shrieking at me right at the moment. I'm aware that I'm not the most safety conscious player, and I'm sure it's frustrating sometimes. So is this a different giant? Seems likely, doesn't it? How? Okay. Well, that's not too disastrous. How would I know if this is just a teleport back round? Well, I would be able to tell, except that I cleared all ghost corpses up. Except maybe one. Yeah. Okay. So that's just a teleport background to get into the giant's head. I assume the skeleton won't have anything else to say because the last one didn't. So I guess we get rewarded for cracking the brain pan, and we have the skeletons bemoan and bewail that, yeah, we didn't do the job, or that they didn't do the job. So I guess even the undead themselves aren't very happy with this necromantic king person. Do we have anything in the journal? No. Just destroy the skeleton king. Yeah, that I was kind of musing earlier. As a skeleton, you kind of have an inherent disadvantage against necromancers. We are a skeleton. We're a skeleton wrapped in meat. Isn't that nice? And with a chunk of sentient fat in our brain pan. So that gives us a bit of protection against the horrors of the undead. At least the horrors of necromancy. King's Retreat. Yeah, fire and rock thing, isn't it? Am I heading on that way? Yeah, guess we do. It does not look particularly encouraging. I wonder if gravity's slightly different here, or if we are just suddenly that bouncy. That witch did go down, right? Couple of useless swords. Very nice amulet. Decent amulet. Damaging intellect isn't much use against the undead because they don't really have one. If liches do or not, but the thing with damage stat things is unless you're in for a really long fight, you could be using that time to actually do something harmful instead. Even silence is a better move. Another lich! Magic sword, probably bunk. Yep. Magic ring, also bunk, but bunk worth taking. Defensive amulets aren't good enough. None of these soul gems ever have anything. It's distressing. Hello, where are you? I hear you pitting around. There you are. Gentle pitter-patter of skeleton Roman soldiers. Sorry. Legion soldiers. Beg their pardon. that way and not even any pocket change. I mean, no pockets, but thorax change. Okay, humans don't have thoraxes. Abdomen change. I know the Greeks used to send their corpses off with coins over the eyes, obols, to pay the ferryman. Maybe we should reclaim the practice. The very big jaw. I see, some kind of gigantic serpenty. I know that's not how you pronounce gigantic. In case you're in any doubt. Yeah, I was going to say maybe we should revive the old obol process by just kind of stitching a couple of £5 notes in little plastic bags into the abdomens of the deceased. Something. You know, so there's something to loot. I mean, I suppose most people would say they don't really want to be encouraging people to loot them after they're dead, but, you know, why not, really? Not like it's going to hurt any. Potion of frost shoot. Can't be bothered. Total walk. Well, take it mainly because I haven't seen that scroll before. At least not in a very long time. I mean, I for one have never felt especially interested in my mortal remains after I'm no longer using them. Really don't know if there's anything to look at around here. This is just a bad move, but explore. Huh? Nice. That's why we fall off things. Because that way we learn. And learning is fun. Or so teachers would want you to believe anyway. I mean, obviously I think it is. I enjoy learning. A teacher. There's someone over there with a spear stuck through them. I wonder if that's worth picking. There. Blood Thief. Absorb health and fatigue. 5 points for 5 seconds. That's actually pretty good. If I used spears, I'd be tempted. But I don't use spears. So, they're obviously thinking people might come down here. So how are they thinking they go on? Through there? No, it doesn't look like it. Well, maybe. Still, let's see. If there's any other obvious way to head. Or... I did save a quick save before we came down here. So if all goes horribly wrong, we can always revert. Hardly stressful. Heck. Okay, I'm being dumb, aren't I? I literally have a dagger of floating. It's not the end of the scrolls, it's things. Blades of heaven. This is less stressful. And you know, someone went to a lot of work to craft this area. It only seems reasonable to have a little peek, don't you think? The official way up. So, let's have a look around. I feel like I'm talking quite quietly. I'll try to fix that in post. I guess it's just the way the old throat is working today. But my apologies if it's a little suboptimal. Visit ring. Sapphire. Very nice indeed. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to be well healed to open an entire jewelry shop by the time I get out of here. I should not be trying to fight with that. No, that's annoying. Okay. Can I get close enough without dying to lava? Nope. Do we have TGM? Okay. The wildest of cheating. Damn it. Oh well. Hopefully there wasn't anything important on that lich. Let's have more. God, I've got a lot of crap on. Of health, 30 seconds. Not quite enough. And I should put my sword back on too. Dark mutterings. body. Great. Spark arrows. Jink arrows, I mean. Stop it. Right, ladder. Luckily we didn't have many of them. Frost is still annoying, but a lot less annoying than paralysis. Maybe they're called grey something or other when they're arrows. Wooden Staff of Peace. Oh, was it that did me? Might be. Dreadful, but light. Luckily the damage to my stuff was, my endurance was temporary. Okay, let's just use both those badges up this time. It's just where the monsters were lurking. Anything else around here? Bad. Just checking to see if there's any sort of way through up there, but it looks like there wasn't. Those chunks of basalt column are making me think of the space that was in Galum Deus that was in the wall that presumably Squeaky Vampire is going to get rid of. I keep half expecting them to have a door hidden behind them, which is obviously totally ridiculous. So this is presumably where we should be going, where we should have come from. Alright. And bowels of happy. Couple of bowels. I'm facing that way. Yeah, it's up this way. But, you know, again, these environments are very complex, and I appreciate the amount of effort it takes to do this sort of thing, to create these very expansive spaces, because you've got to populate everything in case anyone heads off that way for some reason. You can't just leave it all half-baked. But it does make it a challenge to find your way around. There's an archer. I must have been down here before. You'll know them by the trail of dead and all that. Does that mean I have come from up here as well? Does. Or dead. Okay. Case in point then. Easy to get turned around. This leads me down to the cavern floor, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Maybe we came across this bridge before and then I went wandering. That seems about right. The way forward. It might be the way forward. Jumping puzzle kind of way. Yes. Indeed. Okay, let's try some floatery again, shall we? How is the sword doing for charge? 124. That's okay. Still got a few casts of it left. That's still a bit ahead. Yeah. Was there some kind of jumpy thing? Maybe not. But that, however, I see movement. Saw movement anyway. Yeah. Stop that. Very rude of you. Way. Not really interested there, old boy, sorry. Legionnaires never seem to have anything, but if I don't check, it will have turned out to have been the one time I had to find them. Oathbound Captain, huh? Still nothing worth looting, but good to know you've had a promotion. Tower of Dust. Okay. I'm guessing there might be some ghosts and skeletons. Maybe a lich or two. For spitballing. Nice. I like it. Stylish. Not saying I want one for the living room or anything, but again, I like the sepulchral soundscapes. Well, hello, Scary. Orum's Aquatic Escape. Oh. Lycethian spell. A James Bond escaping the party kind of spell. Yes. Is that thing worth looking at? Nope. Yes, fine. Healing. Probably a good move. Need to renew my stocks fairly soon. Rib cage in a jar. Get them while they're hot. They're lovely. You can go away. Just a silver staff, not even enchanted. Very shoddy. Life belt. Adadum tish. Earth's hand of heaven. Well, I'm not going to remember, but you always want more levitate. Another one of those things that's extremely useful in video games, particularly Morrowind, and really just kind of moderately handy occasionally in day-to-day life. Like, well, whatever, it's only one. Wait. Like, it'd be cool, don't get me wrong, to float down to the shops looking all spooky and everything, but in overall, not really a very important thing to have. Maybe if you're trying to get something from a cupboard you can't reach or something like that. I mean, useful if you have a job stacking shelves, I'm sure. But in practice, disappointingly unuseful. That could be useful. Noble flesh. Extravagant hood. Extravagant clothing's always good. Particularly the less usual bits. That was quite a profitable little diversion. I wonder whether that blackened heart was another of the pieces of tree food. I forget the name of the person that's supposed to help revive or bring the tree comfort about or whatever. Didn't carefully look to see if yeah, doesn't appear to be noted in the journal. Yeah, no, just get the Skeleton King. Well, we'll see. The time will come and I will either have found all the bits or not. Almost certainly not. And I will either notice or not. Again, almost certainly not. A quick look up here. Yeah, that's starting to look a bit too much like further expanses of territory, and I want to not forget to get into the middle here. Let's just do that. Oh, that's the tree. Whispers. Okay. I definitely haven't got all the bits it needs. I don't know whether I'd need to have them in my inventory or drop them at its roots or whatever. But I've only picked up at most 2 and possibly only 1 chunks of organ meat. Do apologise for the quiet little alarm noise if that was obvious. Got some stat books somewhere. Still hunting. What was that information? Dang. Horrifying. That. Rang Owl's Marrow. Marrow? Yeah. Bill, thank you very much. What if I do? We'll look under misc. See if they've at least put those chunks of flesh together to indicate that if they're even in misc. Black soul gems, disc cluster. Just count as random things here, do they? Do. So, you know. Sorry, tree buddy. No chance. Can't even tell if the one thing that I was fairly sure was correct is even in there. Doubt it's a piece of apparel. We'll either come to it or we will not. Excuse me one moment. Right. Sorry about that. The audioscape here really is quite something. And I'm not being sarcastic or anything. I'm actually quite impressed. So friends, up or down? I know you can't answer. If in doubt, go left. I see. All this whole galleries of. I like these scrolls a lot. Yes, I walked into that one. Dire frost bloom, huh? Oh, Archer. You're a chump. Since it's another one of those environments with multiple levels, I'm not going to just... I'm going to really stick to going up or down at the same spot in the level. We'll see how much there is to see around the various alcoves and so on. Double flesh we've seen. Got a nice idea. Yes. I see. It was just up here, then we go up the next one. Alright, fine. So, I contend that it's going to continue to be worth poking around. Yes, stop it. Pretty. Personally, I'd have made the slow fall last maybe a little further than the attribute agility, just in case. Extra 5 seconds or something. But nice scroll for bouncing around. Yeah, no, I've checked these, haven't I? I guess they came from upstairs. Possibly. Or maybe they just spawned. I am about to die. That doesn't happen. I don't quite remember when it was the last time that I actually got to save. Maybe I'm quite problematic. Maybe there's something behind me also doing horrifying things, but I don't really want to give it the time of day. There were 2 skeletons as well. That explains it. I knew there was the summons, but the summons usually aren't that dangerous. Big hammer. Don't want it, but... nasty. Red wisdom, fine. I really am running out of healing. What else do I have in terms of potions? Restore Magicka, Rising Force, for Strength, for Intelligence, 1 Restore Health Quality. A couple more of my own. Presumably some scrolls or other. Intervention, black market. Intervention. Fire damage, damage. Feathery grace. Weapons integration. Frost. Fire damage. Telekinesis. Recall. Magic. Flash, unhinging, but no, it has his lock splitters. Not seeing much in the way of healing scrolls. They do happen. That Argent Glow, 4 of them. That'll do. It's going for a while at least. And Vitality. Okay. So we're not as badly off as we might be. Still, more health would be nice. Just bring the archer around the corner there. Oh, I thought I killed you. Wasting spark, huh? Sound fun. That's okay. That's fine. Ooh, hello? Say. Remember to look out when we're on the other side. Okay, this is going to be unpleasant. So. And burn that down quickly. The clicking. Well, at least you aren't going to be able to fall into lava this time. Oof. All that just for some bone dust. Stuff it. That was unpleasant. I do demonstrably also sometimes dispose of enemy corpses when they've annoyed me. You'd think some of these soul gems could actually be filled. Like, there's a lot of them. You're really telling me no one's actually stuffed anyone into them? Bit of a shame. As I think I said probably a year ago at this point, soul gems don't actually capture souls in the sense that we might mean the term in real world. They capture life force given off at the point of death. They don't capture any of the immortal presence of a person, despite certain subplots in Elder Scrolls Online to the contrary. So canonically, you're not trapping a soul, you're trapping death energy or life energy or, you know, some burst of juice rather than... Juice wasn't a good word. Rather than, you know, a mortal essence that's prevented from going on to its also fairly canonical last rewards. Great paralysis. Charming. Well, I don't feel too bad about soul gems, is what I'm saying. Blessed Tower Shield. I mean, quite hefty. And my strength has been damaged. And maybe my health is not very well either. But if my strength is already that damaged, it doesn't really matter. And just an item that I can use for some extra healing isn't a bad thing. Can I actually move? No. That's my strength. My strength is quite bad. Do I happen to have a restore strength? I don't remember. Probably not. Tried to find one, I seem to remember, but didn't manage to make one. Fortify strength, but only 10 points. That's good. Cure poison, cure common disease, cure blight disease, feather. I have... should have my pistol on me, shouldn't I? Do I have the makings of a restore strength spell? Potion. I'm going to fast forward through this, but let's have a look. Wreck shell. It's just one isn't going to be enough. Bound to fail. Guar meat. Make notes of this. Drag shell. Guar meat. Goros slice. Hello. Down. Human. Really, is that it? All of this crap I have on me. Okay, I have 2 ingredients that can restore strength. I have dreg shell and guar meat. I have 3 guar meat, but only 1 dreg shell, so I only get to try this once. So I am going to save scum this without any apologies. Because not being able to continue doesn't sound like much fun. Hey, about teleport home and blah blah blah. D for dreg. Red. Zerzog. Dreg shell. Thing that looks like overripe corn. And guar meat, and there were 3 of them. Okay. Give it a try. Yep. Exciting stuff. Yay! Then the second time. Woohoo! It was called Restore Attribute. Oh, here somewhere? 46 points. Wow. I'm getting quite a decent alchemist. Wild overkill, but thank you. Okay. Save that. I'm pretty much out of time at this point anyway. So I just get out of the top here. And a look out there. Yes, I see. That's looking at final chunk. Finish this pest off. I hear another fight coming around the corner, or is it just they're around here somewhere scratching of skeletons? Nope. Hey, Archie. Surprise! Gosh, and a lich. I mean, it's a nice design, but no. Nope. Almost out of weight limit. Tusk. Have any rod I can dump? Yep. Current moment. There's some kind of, yeah, ink sword related nonsense. That's decent. 4 to 100, 4 to 86, 4 to 100. Just for the moment. Back up. Arrows don't weigh particularly much, but the nice spear. Gauntlet. Really need that. weighs next to nothing. And I'll worry about magic stuff I'm not wearing if things get a bit more pressing. I have two of them. I do. I need one of those. The one that reminds me of Nemesis the Warlock. On this point, you've ever heard of Nemesis the Warlock? Another one? You're a real hair trigger, you know that? Those are making quite a lot of noise, hacking and slashing and stuff. Now, if you'll excuse me, I was trying to go and stand around the corner and dissociate for a while. Honestly. How rude. So, I'm going to leave it here. It's going to be something over an hour, but I can't tell exactly because of the amount of time I spent painstakingly pouring through my alchemy ingredients to verify that I had the stuff required for a potion of healing. And, you know, I might get jumped yet. Someone might come round the corner and charge at me while I'm rambling on at you for this wrap out or lead out or end phase, or I don't know what the word is. I mean, I'm not in any sense any sort of professional. So these things happen, I guess. I know that I occasionally recommend other people, if you're looking for further distraction in these times, then I've already mentioned Just Background Noise, who does a lot of Morrowind and other Elder Scrolls content, and he is calm and interesting and does some insane challenge stuff and is a great player. There's also Super Great Friend, all kind of rolled together into one word, who is one of the old school, an old school Let's Player from the days of before Something Awful. One of the old monsters of the Let's Play world. And he's a very funny guy with a very calm, dry delivery and plays some of the maddest nonsense that you could ever imagine, as well as some extremely authoritative and well-done classic playthroughs of stuff. His Let's Plays of Deadly Premonition and Forbidden Siren are genuinely legendary in the Let's Play community and always well worth watching. If you're watching this, I'm sure you'd enjoy them. His Let's Plays of, say, Lifeline and Crying Is Not Enough are equally legendary, but because the games are very, very janky and did horrible things to him. The game he's playing at the moment is some sort of horrific, trying to be fetish, sexy horror game with I mean, it's too stupid to talk about, but there's dinosaurs and forced breeding programs and women used as broodmare slaves, and it's truly ghastly. So if you want to see what an absolute car crash of a modern game looks like, he's got you covered there. Anyway, he's great. I recommend him. And the other person I recommend is Avak, A-A-V-A-K, who has a gorgeous Welsh voice and a very friendly and calm demeanor. And he tends to play indie and strategy stuff and automation stuff. And again, he's always a delight to watch. So if you're looking for stuff to keep you safely tucked away from the outside world, Lord alone knows I certainly am, then you could do much worse than try any of those three. Or indeed all of them. Have a good week. I hope life is generous with you and the world is as tolerable as it can be, and that you and those you love stay safe and warm and fed. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now.